I want you to think about the last time you went to the supermarket to buy groceries. You can probably still remember what foods you were buying, but did you at all times have the feeling that you knew if what you were buying was healthy or not, or how healthy or unhealthy it actually was? I often get this question from friends or relatives, asking me how healthy or unhealthy this or that food is. It's obvious that an apple is healthy and that a bag of potato chips is not. But in between these two extremes, there are lots of foods where often people have a hard time telling where to place the food on the health scale. Is it healthy or is it not? Luckily, there is a simple way to tell if a food is generally healthy or not. So here's the rule. Any food you can think of can be placed in one of three categories. 1. The animal-derived foods, 2. The processed plant foods, and 3. The whole plant foods. I will now shortly elaborate on these three categories and which foods fall into which category and where to place them on the health scale as in terms of how healthy they actually are. Now, this is where a lot of people will disagree and start to argue, but when a food falls into the category of animal-derived, it can generally be considered unhealthy. This has been proven over and over again, so I will not go into detail here. I'm certainly going to address this topic in more detail in future videos, but for now you can just check out the resources linked in the description if you want to learn more. Whether you like it or not, these are just the facts. Your steak, your scrambled eggs, your glass of milk, your chicken breast, your pizza with double cheese, your salmon fillet, and so on. All these foods might be tasty, but they're just unhealthy, no matter what any doctor or public health authority might be saying. You also have to realize that even governmental institutions that give out diet recommendations will deny this fact because of the massive influence the meat, dairy, and egg industries have. The second category are the processed plant foods. These also include foods with small amounts of animal products in them. The general rule of thumb here is the more ingredients a product has, or the more unnatural and chemical the ingredients sound, the unhealthier it is. Another clue are the amounts of added sugar, salt, and oil. In general, products in this category can be considered healthy, and in most cases, they are quite unhealthy. These are also the kind of products you will probably find the most in a regular supermarket. Here are a few examples listed from rather healthy to pretty unhealthy. Whole wheat bread and pasta, canned vegetables, canned fruit, white rice, white bread and pasta, raw chocolate bars, breakfast cereal, candy, french fries, and potato chips. The last category are the whole plant foods. The vast majority of these foods are healthy, and the more of them you eat, the more your health and well-being will prosper. In this category you have fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds, legumes such as kidney beans, chickpeas, or lentils, tubers and starchy vegetables such as potatoes, yams, pumpkin or corn, unprocessed or minimally processed whole grains and pseudo-cereals such as buckwheat, quinoa, or amaranth. For a broader definition of this category, I would also include minimally processed plant foods such as frozen fruit or vegetables, or canned beans. In the description you can find a link to a good article that lists 10 of the most healthiest packaged foods. So, in conclusion, you got the animal-derived foods, which are unhealthy and should be avoided as much as possible. You got the processed plant foods, which are mostly unhealthy, but can be healthy if they contain only a few normally healthy ingredients, such as whole grains or canned tomato sauce with no additives. And you got the whole plant foods, which are healthy. If you will place every food on a health scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being extremely unhealthy and 10 being super healthy, it might look something like this. If you have any questions or feedback, please leave me a comment below. This channel is still in its beginnings, and I highly appreciate any feedback on my content, style of video production, overall presentation, or whatever. If you enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you really enjoyed it, or if you're interested in health and nutrition in general, why not just subscribe? I even more so appreciate every single new subscriber, since I'm still very new to YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, and always remember, health is a choice.